Van's back. If you're unfamiliar with this one, it's our 65 G10 Shorty Chevrolet van. And we have had this thing in multiple episodes. We put an engine and transmission in it from a donor van that we got with it at the same time, package deal. Got it back to running and driving after a ton of work, put it back on the road, and then we've had other episodes where we've kind of been tinkering on some of the other stuff. Lights, interior, heater, some of the electrical. Well, now it's back. We've got a thing coming up this weekend that we got invited to that sounds like some of the other vanners are going. We're gonna try to circle the wagons. Wife's actually all for staying the night in it, but it definitely is just a tin sardine can, so it's gonna be kicking it old school in there. There are some things that we wanna do to it just to get it, just another step in the right direction. We just keep tinkering with it and doing more and more, and eventually one day she'll get there, but doors on the side like to swing out. Some of the lights still aren't perfect. Definitely needs a little body things. Nothing that we need to be doing, but just some of the stuff that we want to do. And like I said, just kind of keep fixing it up and so we can fit into the crowd. We brought it back into the garage. We've got a few days to get some of this stuff tackled. We definitely would like to put some sort of flooring in it. That would be nice, but we'll see what happens. Who knows? We might run out of time or not be able to find some sort of parts, that kind of thing. But let's dive into it, see what we can get accomplished before we hit the road and just make it all that much better. Something that's just more and more fun to drive and fun to take out. One thing I want to address is give this thing a little bit more SEX appeal. And you're probably thinking, man, that thing is oozing it. I don't know how you're gonna give it any more. Well, let me show you. Front end is sitting a little too high in this van. We need to give it a little bit more rake, make it look a little bit more stylish, a little bit more hot rod vanner vibe. So I'm gonna do the old heat up trick, sag them springs out just a little bit and see if we can get this thing looking a little bit more old school cool on the road, if you know what I mean. Well, we only gained about 5/8 of an inch, which I was hoping for a little closer to 1 inch, but that's all right. It gave it just a little bit more slope to the front. It's very subtle. I could see us in the future doing something different to get a little bit more out of it, but it's better than nothing. But I did notice one thing. With the front end being like it was, you probably noticed I put a front bumper on here, sorta, kinda. It's got a couple bolts in it. It's fine. But put that on there, and I noticed with the damage that it's got in the front end and the front bumper not really lining up, I figured it had possibly been some sort of a fender bender. But now I noticed this driver's side is just a little bit taller than the passenger side. And I took a look underneath and the shackles are pretty wonky under there. We've got someone changed out a set for a little taller on this side. This side is clearly bent about a good inch out to the side of the subframe under there. So we're gonna run it. I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. But definitely something we probably want to look into replacing in the future. That would even out the ride height a little bit. And it might be just a tad bit safer, but she'll ride. Next, I'm going to try to take a look at this Valance, whatever you want to call it, down here into the front of the van. Looks like it got bent up and whatever little fender bender maybe bent our shackles up too at the same time. I'm gonna just try to kind of massage down it and fold it back under, because looking at the other van and looking at this van, it's definitely noticeable that it's like scooping forward. We don't like it. It's ugly. So let's see if we can push that back in place. Okay, as you can clearly see, did not achieve a whole lot on that front bumper, but whatever. Did a little bit, it'll work. Okay, one thing we do need to address, which kind of goes with our appearance theme, but also legality-wise. We only got one headlight working on low beam, no high beams. So we'll take some things apart, see if it's just the bulbs, or maybe we got a bad dimmer switch or something, but try to get that fixed so if we do need them, they're there. All right, it's about that time. We're gonna start laying out some plywood on the floors, and then we've got some carpet. Now, I know I said I did not want carpet because of the kids, but you know what? The linoleum we wanted with the time frames we had, just ain't gonna work out. So carpet it is. So we're gonna lay down some plywood, make some cuts, trace some things, probably wrap the plywood in carpet. Okay, here's where it's gonna get daunting because I'm gonna have to do a ton of measuring back and forth. We've got the doghouse, we got fender wells, I've got a battery box lid. So I'm gonna be going back and forth, ton of measuring, ton of rechecking. That way I make sure I still get it wrong in the end. Come on. Okay, this one's gonna be kind of tricky because it's kind of all at an angle. Not only is it round, which I suck at, but it's also turned, so it's sitting kind of at an angle. So I'm gonna do my best, try to work this. Hey, carpet will cover it up, right? Now, take notice how I drill these holes in the appropriate spot. Yeah, why? All right, now that we got some plywood cut and laid down, before we glue it, the wife thinks that she's got a little bit of a plan for cutting some carpet up that we gathered. So she wants to maybe take that back out, use that as a template. Let her do that. So before we glue it down, we'll wait. While I've got a little extra time before I call it a night, something has been chewing at me. Think I'm gonna crawl under there, cut the muffler out of this thing, let all 6 of them cylinders breathe. Let them purr, baby. So I'm gonna climb under there, do some hacking. Picked up some pipe. We're gonna lay that in there, stitch, scab, booger weld it all up. See how she sounds. You can hear all 6 of them ponies now. Whew. A little loud.
Okay, so the plan is I'm going to use the layout of the plywood that Shay cut, and I'm going to score it with the box knife on all the edges, and then I'm going to come back with a shearer and actually cut it so it fits perfectly inside of our cuts.
Boom. 1, 2 will do enough. Lay it down without touching. Oh God, the van's moving. Son of a... Whew. Jeez.
I got the carpet all cut out last night. We got the plywood glued down. So now it's the moment of truth to see if the carpet actually fits like it should. So we're gonna lay it out and see. Hoping once we glue this carpet down, it's not gonna shed quite as bad. All right, so the carpet fits like a glove, so that makes me pretty excited. So now what I'm gonna do is I have this spray adhesive. So you're supposed to spray it for about 30 seconds, let it get tacky, and then lay the carpet down and apply pressure. So I'm just gonna do this back section. I'll lift it up, spray it down, and we'll see how it works, and then I'll just do the rest of it, just kind of rolling it up a little section at a time. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I definitely feel like the shag carpet gives it a much groovier look already, even though we still have a long ways to go. It's already a step in the right direction. We have a few more cuts to make around the seats and the battery box, but I think we're on the right track. Okay, so I was thinking that at nighttime, if we camp in this, we're gonna need a little bit of privacy. So I got some curtains. They were a little long, so we trimmed them up, sewed them on the bottom so they looked a little nicer. And then I got magnetic curtain rods, and I can just put these above the door at nighttime. If we want a little bit of privacy, we can close our curtains, and they are kind of a velour velvet, and I feel like they give it a little bit of a groovy look to go with our shaggy carpet. So just pop them on, and there you go. Got yourself a little bit of privacy. Pull them to the side. Now we have a little bit of privacy for if we want to sleep or camp in here.
The carpet goes back up and down. Yeah. When I do it this way, it goes up. When I do it this way, it goes down.
Do you like the carpet?
Yeah.
So in the theme of making our van look a little better, our windshield is a disaster. It's spidered and full of cracks, and when the wife's riding in it, she can barely even see out of it. The other van has a windshield in it, which also is cracked, but it's only got 2 cracks running like right up the middle. So we're gonna try to doctor this thing and surgically remove the windshield out of the old van and try to keep the seal all intact. Take this one out and put that glass in it. Saves me a few $100 and we're in a pinch. It's day before we want to leave, and that one would just look a lot better and it'd be easier to see out of. So let's see if we can do it.
Ooh, it feels like it's gonna break over there, just the way it's like bending. Might be okay. Oh yeah.
That one had like glue in it or something.
Okay, we did it. Oh, that.
Okay. Easy peasy. You know, another reason I was so willing to do this is because you can see the rust that's up above this windshield. And I haven't repaired that yet. So I am pretty positive that this windshield's gonna be coming out in the future. And so it's gonna have to come out again, and to put new glass in and have to take it out, easily can be done, but I thought, well, I got a better windshield. Let's put that in for now. It won't suck so bad in the future when we're taking it out again to fix that rust. Plus, we like to do things 2-3 times around in this garage. I don't know about your guys' place. Okay. We were able to get it out of the old van, so here's our new piece of glass, or new to us. So now I'm just gonna clean this seal up. The seal is actually pretty soft out of the other van, so that's cool, and it's in one piece. The seal in our old van had a big gap in the middle that was leaking and was gonna need to be caulked up. So we're just gonna clean this glass up real quick. I'm gonna clean all the old rusty metal out of the seal so we can reuse it, and then I'm gonna spray it down with some soapy water, and we'll do the old paracord around the sides trick and pull it through.
Your way a little bit, I think.
pressure. Not too much. Okay, let off of it a little.
I'm not gonna end.
Oh. Okay, keep pushing on a little bit. Not the cleanest windshield job I've ever accomplished. We added a few cracks, but you know what? It was already cracked to begin with, so we're not that worried about it. But bummer, but she looks a whole lot better than the last one did. You can actually see out this one, and from 30, 40 feet, you probably can't even tell that it's cracked. So win-win. Whew, I was dying of sweat, so I had to go put on something a little bit more slimming. But our brake light issue, I think I might have just fixed it off camera. We had a good brake light switch, showed you that. Still didn't have any power back there, so I started tracing through some of the wiring, found inside my clip going up to the steering column, because the brake power gets distributed to the taillights basically through the blinker switch, or however that works. Anyways, one of my terminals was backed out on there, so I clipped it in, put the connector back together. Looks like I have brake lights at least on one side, so now I just need to see, maybe I got a bulb that's out on the other side. I think I have a bulb out in the front up here on my marker lights too, so we'll start running through and checking some of those. You guys ever see Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage? It's like one of my favorite movies, by the way, but that scene where he pops the marker light out and unlocks that shaved door handle car. Every time I do one of these, it makes me think of that.
Hi.
Do you know what's happening? You see?
Yeah.
See when I put the bulb in?
Yeah.
Watch. See, it works?
Yeah.
So, we got a little bit of a ground issue here. Socket's not.
Really working, Dad. It was working.
Mm-hmm.
It's working, Dad.
Sorta. Not very bright though.
Yeah, but it's working a little bit. And it's working a bit. At least it's working a little bit. At least
Yeah.
it's working.
Okay, update, not just a bulb. Turn signals, I got nothing on the left side. They're working fine on the right side, and I have a brake light on the right side. And now, with some more testing, narrowed it down to something going on with maybe the turn signal switch. This has got some red wire loom on it, which tells me someone's been in there. And I don't know what might have got messed up inside of there, but something is connecting to the right side and not the left side. So I need to try to maybe yank the steering wheel off, get to the turn signal switch, find out what's going on.
Rubber bunny. I thought that this was my bubbles.
Ooh.
I can't play with this.
Okay, tried everything to get my steering wheel puller to fit this, but it's too big. So I made this bolt, and I'm gonna see if I can finagle this on there. I need it to turn a little bit more. Oh, you freaking thing. Oh, right on, it popped. Thought I slipped off. If you'd like to order one of these specialty bolts for your steering wheel puller, got a G10 van, go check out the website. 3 easy payments, $99.99, and she's yours. That's how you do it, baby. At least here it is. You know, I just did all that work to get this steering wheel off. And while the turn signal switch isn't in the best shape, I think I just found a nest of problems down here that might be my issue. Okay, well, let's see anything obvious there. Make sure this is still working. Okay. Okay, and then it should be yellow. I got nothing there. And yellow. So into here. Tell on camera, but I think I might have found my issue. One of these little band cams is broken here. But I gotta figure out how it goes in there. Typically I'm all for, you know, just replacing it, but I'm in a time crunch here. Nobody's open right now. Those two, I think, are supposed to touch here. That. You know, there's a first time for everything. And this is my first time on this. But let's see what we got. Okay. So now, I haven't had that blinking before, so cool. Okay, right on. I'm pretty positive I fixed my issue because now my turn signals are all working like they should. But before I do what I usually would always do and put it all back together, I'll get a little help from inside and we'll make sure, push on the brake pedal, make sure both brake lights are working, and then sweet, I am nearing the end of a long list of light issues that we've had on this thing. So now we're fairly legal. I actually registered this thing today, which I have not done since I've had it. And now we're about to have brake lights, which we have not had, turn signals, which we have not had, and headlights, which we have not had. Man, this thing is way too fancy for me to be driving it. Like having a Lincoln or something, you know? All right, we are burning the midnight oil trying to get this thing done. Last minute, cool little features inside, some trim pieces that gotta go in, but a bunch of the interior work is done. So we're gonna keep cramming tonight, try to wrap all this stuff up because we are leaving bright and early in the morning. Yeah, so we're gonna keep cramming and cruising. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. We made it. We crammed all night last night, scavenged this thing together, and now it's the morning of the estranged pre-64 drag races. Bunch of our vanners are going. We're gonna circle the wagons up. We're ready to go. Did we get everything ready to go? maybe not, but we're gonna test it out. It's even showing a little bit of a storm later tonight, so I'm sure we've got some water leaks. We've gone a long ways with this thing. We're pretty excited to hit the road with it this morning. Hopefully everything goes smooth. We got interior, we've got lights, we got registration, we've got a new-ish windshield. A few less cracks than the last one, but I think we're all set. We're cramming, we're hitting the road. We got a lot of friends to go meet up, so let's get on with it. He just did what, 2 days and 1 night of camping? Okay. Need me to sign something?
Yeah.
All right.
About print side.
Let's just do this. Okay. Well, we made it. Van ran all the way down here. She's doing great. The interior's a hit. We're loving it. The drags are awesome. The weather's awesome. So, big win. We're gonna stay the night tonight, hang out with all these friends, doing it the Vannon way, and probably hang out tomorrow, watch a little bit of the drags, and then head home. So as long as we don't have any breakdowns, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, follow our Instagram, keep along for the journey. We got more coming your way. Little summer rain. Summer rain. Yep. No idea. I got one. that can over there. Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Something to tie Dad's. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anything else outside right now?
No. But here we are.
Being 2%ers, like 2%ers do.
2%ers.
This is how we do.
And you don't go like
This is how we do. Everybody else is like, oh, it's too wet, too cold out. We're fine. We're happy.